Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Growth Advantage podcast. Today I'll be speaking to Daniel Younger from CUI Partners, global recruiters specialising in sourcing skilled science professionals from entry level to executive level in pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, clinical and chemical sectors. Hi, Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Rebecca. Good to meet you.
I'd love to get started, Daniel, by asking you to tell me a bit about your business and your role within it.
Okay. As you mentioned there, I work director at CUI Partners. We're a global staffing solutions or recruitment company. We operate predominantly within the chemical, pharmaceutical, biotech, and clinical sectors. And my role is really just to oversee the day-to-day management of the business. Certainly like to keep in contact with our strategic clients and help them maintain and develop new relationships. And yeah.
Fantastic. And are you noticing at the moment what trends that are coming into the market that perhaps are changing the way that you work within your business?
We survey our clients quite regularly just to garner insights that we can share with our clients. The last survey that we did at the start of this year for our sectors in 2024, 60% of the clients that we work with actually increased their headcount, and
And
the there were certain sectors where there was a decline in headcount, but the biggest theme is the skill shortage within sort of life sciences, the lack of people, lack of skilled applicants for the jobs that are available. So that's really the biggest challenge. There are certain sectors where because of the wider uncertainty in the global economy and tariffs and everything else that are coming into force, that's created uncertainty. So companies are tightening their belts. But life sciences is always going to be demand for people, thankfully. But it's just finding that talent, which is key, and also retaining talent within organizations. That's a big theme and a challenge for the companies that we work with.
so the shortage of supply, finding candidates, how does that affect your business?
I think that's where we come into our own, if I'm completely honest, Rebecca. Right, companies, there's the demand for people is there, and companies are looking for ways of attracting people into their business, and that's where they need to lean on experts like ourselves to be able to support and advise. So we're continually investing in attracting, candidates, attracting people that would be good for our clients, and that's where clients are having to innovate and look for alternative solutions to get people in. You can't just stick an advert out there nowadays and expect the best candidates to apply. So that's where we really come into our own and provide those solutions.
Of course. How do you source clients, and also how do you source businesses who want the clients, and then how do you source the actual candidates?
From many different means, to be honest. We get a lot of our clients through from referrals from other clients that we've worked with. We're regularly going out and attending industry networking events. That both helps us keep abreast of what's going on in the marketplace, but also meet the companies and sectors that we operate. We have kind of the traditional methods of outbound marketing and client acquisition, but I think the best way that we find is just getting out there and networking, meeting people, and obviously offering solutions for them to help grow their businesses.
And have you found it become more increasingly difficult to find clients and candidates in the current climate?
Yeah, I mean, client acquisition is definitely a key, key factor for us at the moment. Post COVID, we spend a lot of time nowadays on Zoom and Teams calls rather than going out to client sites. And yeah, client acquisition has become changed. People don't respond to normal reach out, traditional
Right.
kind of cold outreach as much as they do. I think they're inundated nowadays on LinkedIn and emails and calls. People don't respond how they used to. So you've got to capture their attention in different ways. Nothing beats kind of just going out and building good relationships with people, and you do that by by seeing them at events. We certainly grow our business through getting sort of good referrals through from clients that we've done a good job for. Candidates, I think Brexit made it a little bit more difficult, and the competition for people in internal talent within the UK is hotted up because of that. But what we do is we attend a lot of networking events. We attend lots of university events, and
Yeah.
that's where we meet candidates. But traditional methods like advertising on job boards, we're not getting the results that would have done perhaps 5, 10, 15 years ago. So you've got to really be thinking about how we're attracting candidates to us that will be suitable for our clients, and it's being proactive.
Yeah.
Building talent pipelines is what our customers are looking for, rather than reactively responding to job requirements. They're looking to partner with us because we are building proactive talent pipelines for them, and it's really just constantly networking, constantly engaging with the candidates that we have available to us, and we invest a big part of our marketing and our outreach into attracting candidates for us.
Right. I know you say that it's changed now how responsive people are to certain types of marketing. What are you finding is and isn't working so much anymore?
I think people are just, because of the way the market is now, being so saturated, they are literally inundated all the time by outreach, and
Yes.
they're kind of, they don't therefore respond to people just don't physically have the time to respond to every outreach that they have. So it's trying to differentiate ourselves and
Right.
offer insights to people. It's building those long-term connections, building those long-term relationships.
And do you outsource your marketing and your lead generation, or is that something that you have in-house?
It's our candidate generation we don't outsource. I mean, there's lots of new technology coming into play that can support us with our outreach, but I think we balance implementing that with kind of the human touch, the human relationships that we develop. The automated outreach won't replace what we do as consultants, but we don't necessarily outsource it. We all manage all our candidate generation internally within the business, within the experts that we employ across our offices, really.
And how hard or easy, if it may be, is it to attract really high quality marketing and sales team members at the moment?
Really tricky. I mean, it's marketing is a very, very key part of our business, actually, as recruiters, as consultants, talent consultants. We are marketeers now. We've used different ways of marketing our business, marketing our service over the years, whether that be employing internal marketing managers, outsourcing our marketing to external agencies. It's very difficult to get it right, but yeah, I mean, obviously having a good company culture and the making CY Partners a great place to work certainly helps, but the marketing side is quite tricky and
So I guess it's
also
quite
very
sort of
key
fluid.
for us.
Are
Yeah,
you trying sort of new things all the time and see what works and what doesn't work and having to change things quite regularly?
we are. Absolutely. We've done that throughout our time, if I'm completely honest,
Yes.
Rebecca. And they all have their pros and cons. Each have, worked better than others, but yeah, we're constantly changing what we're doing. We're adapting to the different challenges that we're facing.
Of course. And in general, what does the competitive landscape in recruitment look like right now?
I think recruitment it's been an interesting year or 18 months or so in recruitment, especially within life sciences. There's been a lot of changes. We saw a real boom post-COVID. Lots of people companies within life sciences were growing, and there was a lot of people came into the sector, into recruitment, rightly so, as there was a lot of requirements for our services. But as the market has shifted and less companies are hiring, we're seeing people leave the sector. However, talent acquisition people that have when companies have ceased hiring as much and there hasn't been as much as a need for talent acquisition people, there's however, the market is still a saturated market. There's a lot of recruitment firms out there, so it is a very competitive sector to operate within. So it's differentiating yourself from the competition, building those relationships, really partnering with our clients, which hopefully sets us apart and puts us in a good stead for our current success and our success into the future as well. But it's definitely, it's a good sector to be in, but it's also brings its challenges. And, for those who build the true sort of long-term relationships with their clients and candidates will be successful.
And going back to, I know that you said that you do quite a lot of networking to get yourself out there to sort of help to keep up with that competition. Do you do any sort of social media outreach? What other platforms do you use to raise that awareness of your company?
Yeah, I mean, we utilize LinkedIn. I think most professionals nowadays have a LinkedIn profile. So we do use LinkedIn quite proactively to network with people within the sectors that we operate and just really just raise the exposure, raise our profile online. And we use Facebook and Instagram a little bit as well, just for, just the quirky little things, just again, just to keep our brand alive, really.
Yes.
From a marketing and sales perspective, we're only we're only working with a small segment of the companies that are out there. So a lot of it is about brand awareness and getting our brand out there online.
And so I guess that's sort of really key to continuing growth is getting that message out there and raising that awareness. How would you like to see the company grow over the next 6 to 12 months?
I think we are certainly shifting with how, what our clients, we listen very closely to how our clients would like to engage with us.
Yeah.
And we are shifting the model of how we operate with clients as it's required. But we're always wanting to grow and certainly like to grow our share of the clients that we're working with, grow within those clients, but gaining new clients in the UK and also overseas. We currently predominantly operate within the UK, but it's been a shift for us to operate. We have clients overseas and we'd like to grow our market share in those regions, whether it be the US, Australia.
Right.
There's certainly opportunities for us to grow the business.
Do you have a presence in overseas, or is all your offices based in the UK and it's just remote sort of online connections that you have that way?
Yeah, we're a UK-based life sciences specialist and talent specialist, but we have clients that are overseas.
Right.
So we support them with their growth from our hubs here in the northeast of England and in London. And, that's because we can attract job seekers or candidates globally, we can do that from.
Great. And so, with that view to wanting to grow your overseas market as well as the UK, what are the most important metrics for you right now to keep that growth in the business taking place?
The most important metrics would, with that in mind, with the growth element, would be client acquisition. So
Yes.
winning new clients and how we approach and win that business is very important to us as well. Sort of moving away from what I call kind of traditional contingency, multi-agency recruitment practices to winning sort of partnerships with clients, being their partner of choice to deliver their recruitment. So it's winning that with our current clients, but also growing the number of clients that we work with. And obviously, when you're growing into new regions, you can't win all these clients if you haven't got a good, strong pipeline of candidates to deliver for their requirements. So it's growing the number of active and passive job seekers within those regions. So again, we would be doing lots of network to grow our candidate base as well.
Great. And within the business itself, what is your personal role? What does a sort of typical day to day look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to do sort of 2 or 3 meetings per day if I can. I like to stay in contact with the clients that we're working with, make sure that we're servicing their requirements as they would expect. Along with the senior management team, just helping to build the strategy for the business moving forward, day-to-day management of the offices. As much as I can, I try and get out in front of clients, but I spend a lot of time, unfortunately, behind my laptop.
Yeah, I can relate to that. So what
Yeah.
would you say takes up most of your time day to day? Is there a particular area that sort of dominates or?
I don't think there is really. I think that's the beauty of working in the sector that I do in staffing and recruitment. No 2 days are the same, if I'm completely honest. You can get into work with your sort of plan for the day and that be changed quite quickly if requirements come in from a particular client or a particular meeting gets set up that you need to prepare for. But I'm here really to support the guys within the business and help them do their roles well.
Yeah.
And that obviously that's a key part of my business and key part of my role and what probably takes up most of my time.
And is there anything, if you could name anything at all, what would be the one thing that might make life easier for you right now in the business?
I think automation. I mean, you'd have to have lived on planet Mars not to see, how AI is impacting us
Right.
all, really. And it is automating as companies integrate AI across all their different areas of their business. But certainly in our sector, it is automating a lot of the sort of manual tasks. So that makes life a little bit easier, but I don't think it's going to completely replace what we do. It's getting that balance of AI and automation with the human expertise that we can offer. But, candidate sourcing, the administrative functions are definitely that take up the a recruiter's time are being made easier by automation and that's certainly helping us and we're trying to find a good balance to how we integrate that into our business to free up our time so we can be
Yes.
doing the more relationship building tasks, speaking to our clients, the things that we want to do really. So that's the main thing and we're certainly doing the best to integrate it as best we can.
And is it quite an early stage in the process for you at the moment? Is it quite new?
It certainly is, yeah. There's so much out there. I mean, it's kind of proliferated, hasn't it? And it's trying to keep on. Not that I'm a technophobe, but it's just trying to learn how we can integrate it into the business as best we possibly can.
And I guess there's so much choice. It's such a minefield, isn't it? It's probably knowing what is the right sort of software to use, which are the right applications to use. Trial and error must come into it. It's like to see, what's going to work, what's going to be the best source for you.
Absolutely, yeah, it's changing all the time. So, things evolve with time, don't they? It's kind of, when I first got into recruitment many, many years ago, there's been so many different technology has grown. LinkedIn, was new. You've just got to adapt and, adapt to the new norm as such.
Have you tried any softwares or any things to support your business that haven't worked so well recently?
Don't think we have, to be honest. Like, not software. I think software could make us operate a little bit more leaner as a business. We are a people business.
Yes.
The relationships that our employees build are very, very important. But because of the software that's available there, it does free up your time and enable you to operate a little bit more leaner. So the goal will just to be to grow from the two bases that we have currently in the UK rather than opening up more regional offices, if that makes sense.
Yes, of course. And is there anything else, finally, Dan, that you'd like to share with us about your business, any events that are coming up or where people can find you and any more information?
I mean, of course, yeah, you can find we are attending events continually across the UK and further afield. But yeah, you can find us online. Our website is great, and follow us on LinkedIn. We're always keen to put out insights and content on there that find our audience would find interest.
Fantastic. Thanks ever so much for your time today, Dan. It's been really great to hear your insights about your business, and we wish you all the best for the future.
Thanks very much, Rebecca. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.